Welcome back, Harbor Hawk fans, to another parking lot preview. It's Matt Ford-Wellman here with Tim Brown. We found another parking lot, and Tim, we're playing Cotuit today, but where are we right now?
Well, we might as well be in a Cotuit parking lot, Matt, but we're at work. We're at the Ocean Edge Resort and Golf Course here in Harwich, Mass. This is pretty fun. Brewster.
Harwich people don't like to get told it's Brewster.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. They're also the sponsor of the Brewster Whitecaps.
That's true. That's true. They have their little banner right
They have their little banner down
scoreboard.
there. I don't support Brewster necessarily, but I will support my job. So
that's fair.
I like Ocean Edge. It's a fun job. But yeah, due to the 4:30 start time of today's game at Lowell Park, we are stuck filming in our work gear in a parking lot.
At least you changed your hat, Matt.
I changed my hat. I thought for continuity's sake I'd switch hats, I don't really know why I switched the hat. It didn't feel that necessary, but
it's
a nice hat.
It says what we're trying to do. Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry. It's been a long day.
It has been a long day. Me and Tim worked 8 hours. We got a couple more. Come out and support the Harbor Hawks in Cotuit against their rivals tonight. It's supposed to be a good one. At least I think it's going to be a good one. Carson Yassa is on the bump. Tim, can you talk to me a little bit about it's Carson Yassa bump day, everybody. Tim, what's that mean?
Hard not to get excited, right?
I'm pretty pumped.
Obviously, Carson Yassa has been one of the best pitchers in the entire Cape League this summer. He's got a 2.14 ERA. That's good for 6th best throughout the whole league. And he's got 29 strikeouts. That's 4th best. He is a blazer. He blows people away with his fastball. But you can't be a one-pitch guy. His curveball has been working really well for him, too. And that's what gets the swing and miss because people can't differentiate between those speeds very well. And he does it potently.
Yes, the 12, 16, and 2 Cotuit Kettleers have struggled similarly to Hyannis to really hit consistently. It's kind of been one or the other for them, and I imagine that seeing Carson Yassa on the sheet was not a motivating factor. What do you think Yassa has to do to be successful today against Cotuit?
Well, I think he needs to just do what he's always done. Right?
Yeah,
he's a confident guy. He needs to stay with what he's always been doing. His record isn't reflecting how good he's been in these games because the run support has been lacking a little bit in recent times. But for Yassa against a struggling team, you can't help but feel comfortable, and you want to see your guys back you up.
It's Max Haug kind of shadowing the other side of the bump. He's getting his home start today. That's his 3rd start of this Cape Cod League season, but I would say his 5th start in 2025. Okay. He played for Wichita State, or excuse me, that's my next guy. Preview coming up. Jacksonville native Max Haug, righty. He's a A10 guy at a GW. Excuse me. He's getting his now 5th start in 2025. Only had 2 starts for GW, but had a bunch of innings in relief. And let's talk about that for a second. 23 games. That's a lot of games to be in, especially in those A10 seasons. You only play about 26, 27. So he came in a lot of games and a lot of one-inning stints and pitched a lot of, hustle games. These I need 2 quick outs, I need 3 quick outs. And that's kind of what he did, having, almost a double strikeout to walk ratio, 59-31. The thing that stuck with him was the whip. Gave up a ton of hits. 1.5 whip is not going to work when you're a 1-inning, 2-inning guy. It's just kind of how you give up a bunch of runs. So far in the Cape League, he has struggled as well. Has about a 4 ERA. Hasn't really had a start that's been outstanding. Obviously, he's going to be looking to do that tonight against Hyannis. He's going to look to try to go out and have a really proficient start. I think the Hawks got to get on him early. This guy doesn't seem like a settle-in guy. Some pitchers really like to get in the game in their first innings, either their worst or their best. Sometimes it's their best and they get worse from out there. Sometimes it's their worst and they, improve throughout the day. Those guys who have a bad first inning tend to be those starting pitcher roles you want to see. They settle into the game. Max Haug is not that guy. He is going to need to get going early if he wants to get into the 4th. If he has a bad first, I can expect a huge bullpen day for Cotuit, and those always favor Hyannis, especially the Cotuit has a very, right-handed pitching lineup. And Hyannis, as we've watched over the season, has been lefty, 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 lefty. Who are we looking to see in the lineup today, Tim? Who do you think is going to be swinging the bat well for Hyannis?
Well, Ryan McKay is the leading OPS man on the Harbor Hawks. He's got a 693. No other qualified Harbor Hawk is within the top 25. Well, actually, McKay isn't himself. He's down around 28, but no Harbor Hawk is within that in this league standing. So we got to see some bats get hot here. McKay is definitely one to do so. He's got pop. I've talked about him all season. I feel like, a broken record with how much I love talking about him. Bless you.
Thank you.
Matt. I mean, you must be getting sick of me talking about McKay.
I guess so at that point.
But also Jeff Luigi.
I'm never sick of Jeff. Not sick of Jeff.
Never sick of Jeff.
Not sick of Jeff.
Whoosh! We love to say it. I hope more
fans, please
on.
come out and join. I can't say it. And the chicken dance.
Yeah, the chicken dance. Why is no one doing the chicken dance anymore?
I'm looking at you, random fan watching this that comes to McKeon Park.
Probably looking at Michael Najarian, who refuses to do it. Shame on that.
Shame on Michael Najarian.
However, where were we? Jeff Luigi.
Jeff Luigi.
Incredible player. just was on a 7-game hitting streak before it got snapped in Brewster.
Yes.
Once again, thank you, Michael Najarian, for jinxing it right before his final at bat of the day. But still, he's been really consistent over these past couple of weeks for Hyannis when things haven't looked very well continuity-wise. So I'm looking for him and McKay to be a great 1-2 punch in that lineup. And otherwise, you need to really stretch it out. I mean, whoever's playing catcher today, I mean, Doby, I know we discussed, is probably going to be in the lineup. A new face, you want him to kind of show some explosiveness here. So the Harbor Hawks are definitely going to need to see some good play out of the top of their lineup today, and hopefully it trickles down to the bottom.
That's for sure. Hyannis has had a really interesting lineup struggle. I think it's something we talked about during games. Either the top of the lineup is fantastic, or the bottom of the lineup turns it over to a really struggling top of the lineup. I believe it was 2 games ago that Brody Briggs, combination Brody Briggs, Charlie Bates at the bottom, was doing really, really well. And then they would turn it over, and the top of the lineup would just kind of punch into ground balls or not really produce those base knocks that you need out of your 1, 2, and 3 guys. I think the biggest key would be good hitting throughout the lineup, or moreover, just 2-out hitting. Good 2-out hitting with runners in scoring position. Hyannis doesn't need to get base runners on every inning. They're just going to have to score in those opportunities that they have. Now, on Cotuit's side, I don't want to call Cotuit weak offensively.
Those are some harsh words.
Those are harsh words. They have been struggling to have a good offensive push, mainly in the extra base hit department. They have not been crushing the ball. Not a lot of homers, not a lot of doubles. Those are going to be tough when you need to break into some innings. It's really hard to break into an inning when you go single, single, single. A guy that's been doing that really well, though, Camden Johnson. He's out of Wichita State, left-handed hitter, throws righty, very common for the Cape League. Double the strikeouts to walks.
Okay.
It's kind of the only knock on him, though. Other than that, he's hitting 302, 380 on-base percentage. He's finding his way on. That's not as good an on-base percentage as Jackson Willits or Jeff Lugie, but I'm willing to digress on those ones. 13 stolen bags. He has a lot of ground balls.
I'll call him D. Gordon.
D. Strange Gordon.
My bad.
It's okay.
He was D. Gordon in his time on the Marlins.
He was D. Gordon in his prime.
Yeah, but now he's changed.
Shout out D. Gordon.
Yeah.
I don't think he played in the Cape.
No, I'm not sure.
I don't think he did.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. This got really sidetracked really quickly.
Yeah.
The D. Gordon of the Cotuit Kettleers, Camden Johnson. He's going to look to have a good day. He's going to be probably at shortstop or second base today. We obviously don't have the lineups yet, so we're kind of going where we can here. However, I can expect Cotuit to try to do one of 3 things today. We're getting to the end of the season. They are 1 point behind Hyannis. They're looking to jump in front. Hyannis looking to stay out of last place as much as humanly possible. I'm expecting Cotuit to do, one of 3 things. Bunt, they're going to steal, they're going to try to hit behind runners. I expect one of those to be in full effect the whole game. Whether they're playing small ball, running on the catchers, or just overall trying to hit and run. It may be all 3. It might be 2 of the 3, but I'm expecting to see some type of small ball played. Hyannis, on the other hand, I feel will be better feeding into some contact plays. The bunts have seemingly translated to runs, but they haven't translated to big innings. It's kind of where I'm going to you, Tim. How does Hyannis get these big innings going like they had at the start of the season? How do they even get to 2-run innings, 3-run innings that have kind of eluded them this whole, July, really?
Well, it comes down to situational hitting. I mean, with runners on, the Harbor Hawks have not been good. They went 2 for 7 with people in scoring position. Last game, they left 8 guys overall, and that's just been a theme throughout this dry spell for the Harbor Hawks. So, and talking with Mitch Carricker after the game, he said a lot of these 2-out RBIs, 2-out hits just haven't been finding their way the Harbor Hawks' way, and rather they've been going the other way. All of the runs in the last game for Harwich came on 2 outs.
That's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Right?
I didn't put that one together.
That's really rough stretch there for the Hawks. You're so close to ending every one of those innings, but you give up 7, I believe.
Yeah.
That's a losing score a majority of the time when you give up 7.
Just
so
about.
Being able to close innings is great for the Hawks on the defensive end. On the offensive end, just situational hitting. I mean, I don't know if guys are getting choked up a little bit when they see runners on. Maybe it's in their head, but I feel like all of these players are good enough to put that past themselves in their mind and put together a great at-bat when there's ducks on the pond.
We've seen some more sack flies, too, out of the Hawks, too. I will digress. It's not for a lack of trying that Hyannis isn't really finding some runs in positions they could be. There's been more sack flies in the last 2 weeks than I can count in the start of the season for sure. Balls are getting to the outfield, but I think if those sack flies could turn into doubles, you'd really see Hyannis start to stretch those leads, start to do what they did at the start of the season, get ahead of guys, get ahead of teams. And, just as you said, Tim, that 3rd out is the hardest out to get in every inning. And I think that's unfortunately going to lead into one of our player of the games here, as I'm going to go into. Tim, what is your player of the game, and who
My
is
player of
your
the game.
score prediction for today?
Well, I'm going to want Ryan McKay to step up.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. It works for you.
It works for me.
It works for him. Thank goodness. Ryan McKay needs to step up today.
Yeah.
He needs to be the engine to this offense.
Yeah.
I mean, something Mitch Carricker has said to us a lot throughout this stretch is that's just baseball, right? Guys like Ryan McKay have been hitting the ball hard. It's been getting into the outfield, but they haven't been dropping. They're just in inopportune places to come up with a big hit. So I think a guy like him who has been so consistent this year, he's the best qualified hitter for the Harbor Hawks so far this season. He should be the guy that steps up and can lead this team into some new energy as we come late into the season here. This is game 31, Matt.
Oh, boy.
This is game 31.
Last quarter of the regular season here.
So I think, a guy who's been around like McKay wants to see this team go deep into the playoffs. And let's solidify having a playoff spot here today by not dropping into last place against Cotuit.
That's for sure. What's your score prediction?
My score prediction, I think Carson Yassa is going to have a great day today. I won't go as bold as my 0 prediction for Tyler August the other day, which did not work out.
No.
So I'll say Yassa gives up 3, but he's going to go 5. He's going to go 5. He gives up 3. Bullpen will manage 1, and this Hawks offense is going to be going. Give me a 6-4 Harbor Hawks win.
Okay. I hope your score prediction doesn't turn out right, because that really hurts my player of the game prediction. Because my player of the game is Carson Yassa,
there we go.
and I think he is going to put up a 0 through 6 here.
Wow.
Yassa's had progressively better games.
That would be one of the first quality starts of the year.
That'd be one of the first quality starts. Probably the first quality start. But I want to see Carson Yassa go the distance. We're getting to the end of the season here. Yassa's definitely racked up some pitch counts before. I think he's feeling comfortable in his situation. Getting kind of to the end of the season, too, which bugs me because I don't want these guys to get limited because of their college coaches.
Right.
They're going to have to go to training camp. They're going to have to head in to their college season soon in the fall. However, I think Yassa really wants some good baseball. I think this team in Cotuit is going to beat a lot of balls into the ground on the curveball. That's going to produce a lot of quick outs, a lot of 1-pitch, 2-pitch outs. Yassa has the distance to go 6. He has the strikeouts to go 6. He's going 6. Carson Yassa, my player of the game. And I think because of that, Hyannis won't really get on the gas until the 4th.
Okay.
There's not going to be a lot of pressure for them to get going, so I don't think they will. So I'm going to call it, let's go 4-1.
4-1. Wow.
Bullpen's going to do their job. 4-2.
4-2.
Bullpen's going to do their job. Maybe not 1 score, but we'll give them 2 runs grace, and I think Hyannis will put up a solid 4. I think they'll come in, a 2-run increment, then maybe a 1 and a 1. I know we talked about some big innings, but it's just really hard to get big innings going unless you've had some good momentum through the last couple weeks. I think Hyannis either is going to have to spark really quickly, get 4 runs, or it'll be built up over some time. Either way, the Harbor Hawks need to win tonight, Tim.
Absolutely.
Harbor Hawks need to stay out of last place. That'd be a really tough place to fall to.
They need some spirit behind them.
They need some spirit behind them. They need some fans going. You and I are going to be cheering like crazy, but, that's just us. We need everybody else, coming in screaming.
Absolutely.
Yeah, fellas. Go Hawks!